Welcome to National Sports Chat. This your man's Ken the Guru. You're now tuned in to my take. And before I give you my take, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get it.
All right, so thank y'all for tuning in, sports family. So I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez, and one of the reasons because Oscar De La Hoya brought him up, and so when I'm looking at it, right, Canelo being exposed, if you ask me, and the reason why I say that if we go back to Golden Boy era, right, remember they didn't really start having issues. Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, they really didn't have issues until Canelo was basically they were trying to make him fight the likes of Jamal Charlo. Remember, Oscar De La Hoya said that Canelo wouldn't be considered great until he fight Charlo, Demetrius Andre, the Benavidez and all them or whatever, right? And if you look, there's been a very, very similar pattern when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. Now, look, when Canelo Alvarez went to the zone was basically telling him that they wasn't about to pay no 20 plus million to fight no Avenue you didn't. I call him Avenue you didn't. They wasn't about to pay him for that, right? So what he did was he said he won out the contract. You see what I'm saying? So Canelo Alvarez is a very exciting fighter. It's somebody that I want to watch, but he won't fight the fights that people really want. We knew that he can beat Billy Joe Saunders. We knew Canelo can beat Avenue Durham. We knew that Canelo can beat Caleb Plant, but we didn't know if he can beat Charlo. We don't know if he can beat Demetrius Andre. We don't know if he can beat Benavidez. We don't know if he can beat Artur Beterbiev. So when we talk about fights, we just want to see him fight the best, the 50-50 fights. I can't remember the last time that Canelo Alvarez actually fought a 50-50 fight where he, had a chance of losing. I can't remember. So when people say it act like he challenges himself, I haven't seen it. And I want to see him fight. I used to be a Canelo fan until Canelo wasn't fighting the best fights. And now like I say, you see a pattern. A lot of people want to say Oscar De La Hoya is coming out now because he's not under his stable in saying these things. But you got to remember, Canelo Alvarez said something about Oscar De La Hoya as well. He told him that basically he's more focused on drinking as opposed to his career. So that's a shot. And today, Oscar De La Hoya basically came out and said that Canelo Alvarez does everything wrong, which I can't say that because Canelo is, like I say, he's a good fighter, but we just want him to prove it. And a lot of fans that are, I just say fanboys who emotionally tied to Canelo Alvarez, they won't force him to fight the tough fights like the Jamal Charlos and the Demetrius Andre. He might can beat him. I'm not counting them out. I just say I want to see the fight. What's the issue with that? I had him beating Triple G, as y'all can see Triple G on the screen. I had him beating him in both fights, but I had him losing against Lonnie Lara. I had him losing against Austin Trout. I don't understand how he got a split draw versus Floyd Mayweather, which shows that he has power as far as on the scorecards and judges' influences and stuff. Like, nobody knows if Jamal Charlo can beat him, but we just want to see the fight. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But the reason I say Canelo Alvarez been exposed is because Canelo Alvarez been had these same patterns. Like I said, when Oscar De La Hoya brought up Jamal Charlo and have Canelo having to fight Jamal Charlo and having to fight Demetrius Andre, then that's when the whole stable got shaky. Canelo Alvarez wanted to leave Golden Boy. When DAZN did the same thing and said they don't want to pay him $20 million to fight Avenue Durham and whoever, he left and then ended up fighting with them again. Now, if Eddie Hearn do the same thing. I guarantee you he leaves. You know, because he don't want to fight those fights. He wants to pretend as if doing the taking the hardest route, which he's not. He should have been fought them. In fact, he vacated the belt to give to Jamar Charlo. He basically didn't go for undisputed because Demetrius Andre had it. He didn't go for the WBC in the 168 division um until what's his name? I forgot, dang, I don't know how it slipped my mind. But until what's the 168 pounder? I just mentioned his name, but whatever. He basically didn't pursue that belt, and now he's going for undisputed. And the people that he's fighting is not good fighters. If you ask me, Jamal Charlo, if he fight every single fighter that Canelo fought, he wins. If they would have fought, if they would have had to fight then Demetrius Andre and Billy Joe Saunders, Demetrius Andre win that fight. He wins. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I say, Canelo is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. And then I believe that this fight, as you can see, look at that. Look at that. I mean, I don't know what to say about that, man. You know, that fight was definitely fixed. He was fighting. Look, here's the look at that. Left himself open, man. You know, to me, that fight was definitely fixed. But that's all. You know, I want to go to the next topic that I seen before I got on here, but I want to talk about it before I actually get off. Right? I seen, and I find it funny. I seen on Total Pro Sports after watching Ticket TV Sports, right? And he showed how Total Pro Sports actually had a Kwame Brown mugshot. And as we was talking about media, it's the oldest tactics in the book. I don't understand how people ain't getting it, right? Because they'll look at it. A lot of people don't look at dates, you know, all that stuff. So when they showed Kwame Brown, he basically got um, arrested for edibles, right? Having possession of edibles. Okay, so why is this coming out? Mainly because he's been ethering the entire industry, right? The Charlemagne guys, the Matt Barnes, the Stack Fives, the some of the politicians. He had Judge Joe Brown on there. Like basically, he's reaching the world, right? So now what they doing? As he already stated, they're gonna paint you as violent, right? Jamel Hill, um, Stephen A. Smith, all these people, right, saying that this man is violent, right? But now when you look at it, they're trying to make it seem like Kwame Brown was one of the individuals that started going at Stephen A. Smith for no reason. These are the tactics. That's why people have to understand how media works instead of listening to the media and thinking that they understand what that they're coming out with the truth. There's no ethics in media. They don't. They basically either they're agenda based. They have people that they want to be on a certain pedestal, and then they will basically reject and make everybody else look like the villain. This is media 101. We already know that this man stated every move that they were going to make. So now Stephen A. Smith is looked at as the person that's being bullied when Stephen A. Smith has been bullying these people for years. Now, all of a sudden, when people snap back, you want to make the people look like as if they are the bullies. That's not the case. They haven't said anything that Stephen A. Smith done to this man, how he basically made this man the butt of all jokes for 20 years. And nobody said nothing then. But now that this man has, Kwame Brown has been going at the industry for 2 weeks, they making it seem like he's just going around trying to bully people, find people to pick on, when that's not the case. All he's doing is basically showing people how to be a man and how to defend your own name. That's what he's been doing. You see what I'm saying? And did I agree with everything that this gentleman said? No, but I understand the route where he's trying to go. Nobody is trying to prove his point. Everybody is basically using the oldest tactics, which is just making a person look like they're crazy. And I don't understand why that's the case, but that's what they're trying to do. And a lot of times it works. Like Stephen A. Smith. When I look at Total Pro Sports, they said, "Oh, Stephen A. Smith spent 9 minutes basically ethering Kwame Brown." Man, when I already stated that had to be the wackest performance ever. I mean, in the history of responses, that had to be the most elementary response that I've ever seen. And Stephen A. Smith is a bully. He really is. Like this man lied and said that he don't talk about people outside of basketball. I mean, last time I checked, calling Lamar Odom a crackhead, that's outside of basketball. You see what I'm saying? So this man is basically antagonizing people, then playing the victim when they come back at him. And that's wrong. And this man is not going to say nothing about it, but he's not going to admit that, he's been wrong. You feel what I'm saying? So I just looked at it and I kind of laughed, man, because the media, like I said, man, they up to their old antics. First of all, they'll paint you as a villain. They'll say that you're violent. Then they antagonize you. Then when something comes out, they only cover the people that they want to see win this whole debate. And then the last thing is they show to basically prove their point. They show a mugshot to make it seem like, oh yeah, he's been to jail. Oh, he's crazy. Yes, he's crazy for real. When that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? Like people have been to jail that I've seen, and they were falsely arrested. So, when you talk about 10U, who you talking about? Man, it's a lot of 10Us that I like. And also I'm gonna get back to the football next week. I got coach from ABA coming up here, Coach Ron. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely get back on that. I owe that to y'all. I owe that to all of the youth sports players. You know what I'm saying? But I just been doing boxing up until I get that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that you guys have been working hard to get back into shape, game shape, and I look forward to filming all y'all games, you know what I'm saying? But I just been doing also what I'm passionate about, which is boxing. You know what I'm saying? But definitely I say next week for sure. We'll get back to the youth sports next week for sure. So make sure y'all tune in, make sure you tell people about the live stream. About the channel, make sure they subscribe to it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about this last topic, which is Sean Porter and how dangerous what he did was, and it shows how biased. So basically, he came out and said that the fight that Devin Haney and Jorge Linares had looked fixed, right? I mean, that is dangerous. So now you give people the ammo to basically say that the fight was fixed, rigged, and even Showtime Sean Porter said it. And I felt like that was careless, that was dangerous, that was inconsiderate. You know what I'm saying? Even though you had people like Canelo Alvarez, which I just showed, fight somebody like Kovalev, and then all of a sudden Kovalev buckles when he didn't even really get hit that hard. I've seen Kovalev get hit harder than that and then buckle. You know what I'm saying? And so he didn't mention nobody like Canelo Alvarez, but you want to mention Devin Haney, which you just basically took away from his win, his fight. So now you get somebody like Teofimo the excuse to say that he don't want to fight him yet, because now he could say, oh, well, it was fixed. it was fixed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's all I got for now, man. Also, like I said, make sure y'all let people know that we getting ready to start back up youth sports. You know, bringing players back up here, bringing coaches back up here. You know what I'm saying? So we can have fun with it. You know, that's what it's all about. But that's all I got. You know, for now. Make sure y'all tune in to the next one. I'm out. Thank you for tuning in, sports family. Also, go to all social media platforms. Link will be in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Thank you.